If you're wondering what is selling right now when it comes to women's fashion, then I have got you covered in this video. I'm going to be showing you 94 recent sales of women's brands and styles that are selling right now on eBay. If you're new here, then welcome to the channel. My name is Lee Meyer. I'm a stay-at-home mom of four, and I've made well over $100,000 flipping used clothes and other items on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And now I'm on a mission to help at least 1,000 resellers be able to hit that $100,000 mark for themselves. To help you out, I've got a ton of free goodies for you. You'll find them down here in the description below this video. This is where you're going to find things like my best brands list, the list of 150 brands that has led me to the $100,000 mark and beyond. You'll also find a link to sign up for my free $100,000 reseller challenge. In this free challenge, I show you exactly how to hit $100,000 for yourself this year. It's not about hustling harder. It's not about putting in more time. And I actually show you how to get there in very minimal time, very part-time hours. And in that free challenge, you're also going to discover the very best things that are selling right now in today's market. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with today's video. I've got all of these lined up to be able to get through them quickly. I have so much jam-packed in here to be able to share with you, so let's get going. All right, so this first item that I have here is from Vuori. Now, I saw lots of this type of item selling from lots of different brands right now, and this is a skirt. So this is a skirt with shorts underneath. That's what a skirt is, if you didn't know that. And then that one sold for $40 plus shipping. You're going to see down here in the bottom corner of the pictures that these are sold items. Now, it is going to say best offer accepted as well, but I am only showing items where a best offer was not accepted. When a best offer is accepted, there is actually a strikeout through that price, as well as the words that a best offer is accepted. And I will always share what that offer amount is when I'm showing items like these. Now, this next item is from Talbot's. With this video, I really like to focus, really with all of my videos, I like to focus on brands that are accessible and not just luxury brands. So you're going to see a few brands in here from Talbot's and Chico's that are very accessible brands, but you really need to know what to be on the lookout for. And I'll make sure to point those out with each of these items. So this one is from Talbot's Petites. So that is a special sizing. That is one of the things that I look for when I'm sourcing is either big and tall or those petite sizes, because those are going to be certain people that are looking for those sizes. This item also has the uniqueness factor going on this. So this has got a clothesline. I'm seeing a hat up here, a sock, all different types of items, a bathing suit that are there on that clothesline to dry. That was sold for $40. This next is a Lily Pulitzer. I want to go ahead and zoom in on that tag there because these can be a little bit hard to make out with the script font. And this one I wanted to show because this is actually a more plain item. Lily Pulitzer is really known for their big prints. And I heard that they were designed by somebody who lived on a vineyard, had a winery, and they wanted those prints to be able to kind of hide some of the stains that happen. This one does not have any of those prints that are known for. And so this one, they did use some good keywords in here like tiered as well as coastal. And then that one sold for $40. This is another Talbot's, again, a very accessible brand. This one is cashmere. So you can see there on the tag, it says pure cashmere. And that is another thing to be on the lookout for is those nicer or are those nicer quality materials. And so this one sold for $30 plus shipping. Now this one is a Lululemon, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the tag there. I do have a video I'm going to link to up here where I show you how to get the style name based off of these size dots. And this is just a pair of leggings. Those sold for $50. These are fast and free high rise. And then this one is another Lily Pulitzer. This is what item that I mean that has kind of that bigger print to it. So there's the tag there. And this is a dress with that large floral print. That one sold for $45. This is from a brand that is called Eagle's Eye. This one is a size 2X, so that's something else to keep in mind when you're sourcing is a lot of times those bigger sizes do sell for more money. You can also get away with selling a lot maybe lower end brands. And they do sell because they are a bigger size a lot of the time. So this is a brand that does make very unique items. This one happens to be kind of a jungle safari theme with a giraffe on it. Here's what the back looks like. So the giraffe is just on the front. And then that one sold for 35 plus shipping. This is a set from International Concepts that is a jacket as well as a cami underneath it. This is a velvet jacket. And then that one sold for $35. Again, a very accessible brand. Doesn't normally hold its resale value that well, but certain items certainly do, especially jackets like that, and especially things like velvet, which is really popular right now. This is a brand that is called Rhine. And this is a mini skirt. It actually looks like it has poinsettias with sequins on it. There, you can see it's got some ruffle trim there at the bottom as well. And they did use a keyword in here of goth. That one sold for 35 plus shipping. This next one is another skort, and this one again is from Lululemon. So there's the size dot, and you could put that in just as I show you in that video that I mentioned a little bit ago to be able to get the name Pace Rival. And then that one sold for $75. This is another kind of goth brand that's called Lip Service. This is another mini skirt. There's tons of skirts selling in addition to those skirts, but there were especially a lot of skirts selling. This one sold for $60 plus shipping. This is J. Jill, again, another pretty accessible brand. This is just a button up shirt in extra large. So it's not even a plus size. And then that one sold for $35. It's also not any sort of like 100% linen or any sort of special fiber like that. It is cotton, but not any kind of premium fabric. This is from Exhilaration, aka Target, one of Target's older brands. It does kind of have this sheer pattern on the front of it. It's a tank top. And then that one sold for $30 plus shipping. Now, I do have another video where I go through different brands like this from stores like Target and Walmart. So I'm going to link to that up here because there can be really good money in even those kind of basic big box stores. This is a pair of jeans from Diesel. That's the tag on the inside. But a really quick way to be able to identify these is with that diagonal there on that coin pocket. Here's what these jeans look like, wide leg. Then those went for $90 plus shipping. This one is a Jaws t-shirt. This one actually did not have a picture of the tag, but it is an older item. Now, this one, sometimes the price on eBay disappears on me for some reason, but I was able to pull that up and it did sell for $200 on auction. So you can see that right there. And this is right inside the product research tool. I show you how to be able to do this yourself. I'm going to link to that video up here where I show you how to see how much items sold for even when a best offer was accepted. This is a soft shell jacket from a brand that is called Landway, but really ignore the brand with this one. It's really about what is on the outside of this jacket. This goes for a lot of soft shell jackets out there as well. This one happens to be for American Paint Horse Association. Very pigeonholed. Have not heard of this association before, but every niche has its own association and they do sell for money. So this one sold for 55 plus shipping. This is a dress that is from Moda International. You may have seen this tag before. It is an older brand, and this brand was sold at Victoria's Secret right around the Y2K era, early 2000s. And then this dress sold for $32 plus shipping. Now, this is one from Polo Ralph Lauren, a sweater vest, and this is in Fair Isle knit design. So there is what that looks like close. And then that sweater vest sold for $105. Now I do have a brand new poster that covers all of the different materials, fabrics, knits, and patterns. So I'm going to link to that over here, but that really helps with getting your items in front of the right buyers when you use the right keywords that buyers are shopping for. This next item is a t-shirt from Marc Jacobs. So there's the tag there. This one happens to have maybe a princess on the front of it with a bird. That one sold for $33 plus shipping for basically, just a basic t-shirt. This is a pair of shorts, chambray. These are from the brand Roxy. Here's what those look like. And then those sold for 30 plus shipping. This is an activewear brand. I'm not sure how you say this one, Stio or Stio. This is a vest, and then that one sold for 40 plus shipping. This is a vintage pair of jeans. This is a vintage brand called Lawman. So that's about the best. Look at that tag. These are button fly. They also are what are called bareback. And with that bareback, I'm gonna see if I can get a better picture here. With that bareback, all it means is that there are no pockets on the back of those jeans. Here's what those look like. And then those sold for 45 plus $13 of shipping. This is a brand that was a little bit newer to me called Vara. And this is what this one looks like. It's got that big kind of turtleneck that's actually a hood, I guess. That one sold for a little over $50. This is a really solid brand, Zadig and Voltaire. This is just a women's blouse, popover style. Then that one sold for $59. By the way, this one is an extra small. So this is an example of where, size didn't necessarily matter with this brand. Because again, that's a really solid women's brand. This is another really solid women's brand, Eileen Fisher. You're going to see here it is made in Peru. This one's actually alpaca. And so that does drive up the value of items, even for a solid brand with those premium items paired with that, those are going to sell for a little bit more. And this one sold for $70. This is a sweater from Talbot's. This is another pure cashmere as well as a plus size. So there's what that sweater looks like, fairly plain. And then that one sold for 49 plus shipping. This is from Forever 21. This is 100% silk. So I do want to point that out. This is an ombre tank top. That one sold for 35 plus shipping. They're using the keyword in here, ombre, as well as baby doll and Y2K. So again, 35 plus shipping for a Forever 21 item. This is from Free People, and these can be really easy to miss, these little ribbon tags and then this little metal piece. And I find that a lot of resellers do miss those just because they're kind of on the small side when it comes to those tags. And this is a jumpsuit. Jumpsuits are super popular right now. This one went for 39 plus shipping. And this is another example where an extra small sold. This is a Carhartt jacket. There are lots of these selling in kind of a pink rose color. So there's what that looks like. That sold for $350. So definitely money if you come across one of those pink women's jackets. And again, there's lots of those selling. This is from Chico's. This is a size 3 jacket here. And then that one sold for $32 plus shipping. Again, another example of a very accessible brand. This is a dress from Rachel Pally. So this with this tag, you can easily read that, but they do have another variation of their tag where it's a script font and it's actually kind of a little bit more on the difficult side to make out. But here's what this dress looks like. And then that one sold for 48. This is another extra small that sold. So 48 plus shipping for that. Now, inside of all of my big money brand guides, I do give you all of the brand tags and those different variations. So for example, with that Rachel Pally, I give you the examples of tags with both styles. So I'm going to link to the big money brands women's guide. I do have that in different variations like men's brands, activewear brands, jeans, but I'm going to link to the women's guide over here. This next brand is called Wherever, and this is kind of a Y2K item with a rainbow look. Definitely a unique item with this one. And it sold for almost $44 plus shipping. This one is a Einstein sweatshirt, and the brand is Fruit of the Loom. It is a made in the USA, and this is actually a glow in the dark. So there's Einstein on the front of that sweatshirt, and then that one sold for 70 plus shipping. This is a brand that is called Kuna. So there's the tag there. And this is just a knit sweater. That one sold for $35. This one is alpaca. So I want to point that out there on the tag, 80% baby alpaca. Nylon and then wool blend. So that's another thing to be on the lookout for when you're sourcing is those different materials like baby alpaca or alpaca. Those are a more premium material. Now this is a brand that is called North Style. This brand doesn't usually hold its resale value too well, but this is definitely a more unique item. It's a little bit hard to make out here with this picture, but it is a suede-like vest with fringe on it. And then that one sold for 45 plus shipping. This is another Free People item. And with a lot of these Free People items, really what you're looking for are either newer styles or a unique style. This is another extra small. I'm not sure how I got so many extra smalls in this video, but that's okay. It does go to show that those smaller sizes can sell well. So with this jacket, you can see that it's definitely a unique item. And I like the keywords that they used in here as far as band and military. And so then that one sold for $90, pretty much, based off of the style as well as, a fairly decent brand. Talbot's, this is another plus size 2X sweater here. And then that one sold for 33.50 and shipping. This is a Michael Simon sweater. Now, with most Michael Simon items, they're going to be very colorful. So this is one that is very different. Just based off of the color. It's very monochrome, just kind of black and white. It is a unique design, which is pretty typical for Michael Simon items. And there's lots of variations of that tag. That's just one example. But in that women's guide that I just mentioned, the Big Money, I do show the different variations of Michael Simon tags. So that one sold for $80 plus shipping. This is from a brand that's called the J. Peterman Company. This is a vintage floral dress. And then that one sold for basically 79 plus shipping. This is a Harley Davidson leather jacket. So there's the tag at the neck. It's got some lace up details as well as an asymmetrical zip. And then that one sold for 158, I guess, with free shipping. This is a brand that's called Spencer Douglas, but with this item, it's less about the brand, more about the style. So this is a long length coat that is denim, and then it also has that contrasting corduroy collar. And then that one sold for $50. So that's a good reminder to be on the lookout for styles and maybe not necessarily brands. So the keywords in here are chore coat, ranch, long duster, Y2K, and that is a plus size. So again, that always does help boost sale prices up. This is an item from Zara, again, a very accessible brand. There can be items that only sell for $1 or two, but then there's other items that sell for quite a bit more. And those will usually be newer items as well as collaborations with designers. So look for the collaboration tags. You will see another name on that tag as well. I don't have a good example of that. This is just a pair of pants. And this pair sold for 45 plus shipping. This is a random brand. There's the brand tag there, Biba or something like that, Biba Casuals. But really, this item sold for the style, the look of this. So there's the jacket there, military detailing at the shoulder as well as the buttons down the front. And then that one sold for $40. And they're using some really good keywords in here of that military as well as punk, goth, rock vest, army. And again, those are all really good keywords to use with this item. And those style-based keywords, those aesthetic-based keywords are one of the magic pieces to getting items found, getting them in front of the right buyers. I do cover all of those aesthetic keywords on my poster. I'm going to link to that resource over here. This next item is an Ed Hardy pair of sweatpants. There's the tag there. It has the name Ed Hardy across the back of it, as well as a dragon at the bottom of the leg. If you're looking for more Y2K designs, like that tiger just screams Y2K, there's other designs like that that are really reminiscent of that Y2K era. I do have a video where I covered different Y2K designs like this tiger. Again, I'm going to link to that up here. So this is a pair of sweatpants, and then that sold for 40 plus shipping. This is a brand called Cache, made in USA. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Somebody let me know in the comments. if I'm saying that wrong, but this is a button-up shirt with animal print. That one sold for 44 plus shipping. This is a vintage item as well. Lucia, I'm assuming is how you say that. But again, this really sold for the style of the item. This is an open knit sweater vest. And then that one sold for 45 plus shipping. Again, some good keywords in here of cottagecore, boho, garden, and fairy. This is a Baywatch one-piece swimsuit. So there's the marking on the front of the swimsuit as well as the back says Baywatch. There's what that looks like. And then that one sold for basically $46. This is a pajama set from Victoria's Secret. So there's what it looks like on the inside. This is a top and bottom. And then that set sold for $40 plus shipping. This is a brand Dame Inc. Not familiar with the brand, but this one definitely sold for the look of the item, the uniqueness of the item. And then that one sold for 50 plus shipping. This one is a set from St. John. Again, this is a very, very solid brand that a lot of the sets do sell for into the hundreds of dollars. So this is a two-piece set, and then that one sold for $288. All right, this next item is actually an unbranded item. So here's what this looks like. It's a sheer lace wrap style top, and they use some really good keywords with this, like fairy core as well as whimsy. And then that one sold for $36, even with it being unbranded. So don't just necessarily stick to brands or don't just toss things aside just because they're unbranded. This is a vintage item. That's definitely unique. It's got a painted design on it. And then that one sold for $95 plus shipping. Now, vintage is one of the most lucrative niches to be selling in. And I do have a complete guide to selling vintage clothing where I give you 150 different brands and items to be on the lookout for. I will link to that resource over here if that's something you're interested in. This is another Ed Hardy item. So there's the tag there. This one actually has a tiger on it. And here is what this looks like. It's just a hoodie, full zip sweatshirt. And then that one sold for $129, basically $130. This is a Disney item. Now you do need to be very careful with Disney items. And there's certain Disney items to be on the lookout for. And in particular, especially if it's Disney World or from Disneyland, like Disney parks or even the Disney store, because there's a lot of Disney items sold just kind of random places like Walmart. Those are obviously ones that you kind of want to stay away from. So here's what this one looks like. And then that one sold for 68 plus shipping. This is a Levi's skirt. So there's the tag on the back, and here's what this skirt looks like. And then that one sold for 50 plus shipping. This is another Talbot's item. And then this one is a bigger size. So this is a 22W, and this is just a plaid blazer. That one sold for about $40. I did use a keyword in here of schoolboy. Just school or academia would have worked well for this one too. This is a brand that's called Hysteric, and this one really sold for what was on it. So it says destroy all with a bunny on it. Here's an example of it being worn in an outfit. This one sold for 98 plus shipping. This is from a buckle brand called Hash. So you can see that there on the back as well as on that metal detail. And this is what these jeans look like, a wide leg. And these sold for $150. And this is an older brand. So that did have quite a bit of wear at the bottom, if you notice that. This is a brand that I saw a few of these selling. And this one is called Cocoon House. And this is 100% silk, as the name suggests. They do specialize in silk items. So here's what this item looks like, kind of a kimono kaftan. And then this one sold for 90 plus shipping. This is an LL Bean chore coat, and those chore coats, I've showed a few of those, but the style of coat is really popular. So this one happens to be corduroy. It does have that contrasting color. And then that one sold for 69 plus shipping. This is a felted wool item that is a art to wear item. So here's what this looks like. This is just a jacket. Here's the tag on the inside. So it does say made in Italy. And then that one sold for 100 and basically $30. This is an item from Pink from Victoria's Secret, and this is a hoodie that has bling on it. So here's the back. It's got those sequins. That's that bling. It also has an animal print on the hood of this jacket or this zip up, and that one sold for $125. So you're seeing a keyword here of Y2K as well as rainbow and bling. This is another Disney item. This is a collaboration with a pop culture brand. This brand really specializes in pop culture and it's called Cake Worthy. So you're going to see that it's double tagged. That's just a collaboration. This is how this brand does some of their collaborations. This is a sweatshirt that has Cinderella on it. So again, this Cake Worthy brand does specialize in pop culture items from different movies, different TV shows. And then this one sold for $40 plus shipping. And that is one of the brands that I do cover inside of my keywords pop culture guide. It's really geared around different keywords when it comes to pop culture, celebrities, TV shows, movies. But I also cover a few different brands that specialize in those types of things. So I'm going to link to that over here. This is a Chinese brand that is called White Rabbit. This is definitely a unique item. So you can see down the sleeve of the item, it says White Rabbit, and then it has that large bunny on the side of it. And that one sold for 99 shipping. This is another Carhartt pink jacket, but this is a newer item. So this is not vintage like that last one we looked at. And with this item, it has that real tree camo on the inside of the hood. That one sold for 165. This is a dress from a brand called Robbie B, but really it's about the look of the item. This is 100% silk. It is at 18W. So again, those things do help when it comes to the sale price of this item. But this is real, this is what it looks like. It's got that floral print. And then that one sold for $43. So this is an item where it's not necessarily about the brand, it's more about the look. And you're seeing keywords in here, Y2K, romantic, as well as fairy. And those are what I call aesthetic style based keywords. So 43 basically plus shipping. This is a brand that makes very loud items, appropriately named Loud Mouth. So there's what that looks like on the inside. On the outside, the brand name is embroidered as well. And here's this item. You can see kind of how it has that loud print to it. That one is a skort. That one sold for $35. And I did go ahead and pull up some other sales from this brand, Loudmouth. This one that we looked at, they actually did spell the name wrong, but the rest of these are spelled correctly. But you can see how they are definitely a loud print, loud colors with these, but pretty good prices. Example here, one with skeletons on it, skulls. That one sold for $50. Here's one with kind of a retro flower print pair of pants that sold for $35. This one looks like maybe martinis. That one sold for about $46. This is a brand that's called Aloe. This is another extra small. I don't know how I got so many of these in here. This is just a pair of yoga pants. Those sold for almost $60, like $58. It did have free shipping on it. This is an item from Jones of New York, a brand that doesn't usually hold its value very well. It is 100% silk, but it really sold for the style of the item. So it's got a little bit of a ruffle detail there at the bottom of the sleeve as well as around the neckline, a flounce. So that one sold for 35 plus shipping. This is an Aviator Nation item. I had to show at least one Aviator Nation because there are lots from this brand selling. This one happens to be a sweatshirt with a lightning bolt on it. That one sold for $80. This is a dress from the brand Cool. So this can be a tag that can be a little bit easy to miss just because it's thin. You can see up here at the top, there's the mountain. So that is their symbol. Their kind of slogan is born in the mountain. Here's what this dress looks like with a cowl neck as well as thumb holes. That one sold for $45. This is another item from that brand Aloe. This is just a top, and then that one sold for 30 plus shipping. So that can be a really solid brand, to be on the lookout for. This is a Y2K dress. The brand is called Scarlet Night, but this is not necessarily about the brand with this item. So here's what this looks like. It's got some ruffles as well as a bow detail there at the bust. And then that one sold for $49 plus shipping. This is another art to wear item, a plus size item. This is from a brand that's called John Mark. Here's what this looks like. So it has a little bit of a patchwork kind of detail on the front with different types of prints, floral there on the back. And then that one sold for 45 plus shipping. This is from a brand that's called Raquel Allegra. So here is the tag. It's a little bit hard to make out. It is a script font there, a handwritten font. And this is a pair of pants, and those went for 48 plus shipping. This is a size 0, by the way. Again, I don't know how I got so many smaller brands, but this is a pretty solid brand if you come across this. And I did pull up some other items here that are selling from this brand. I got a few blouses there in the 40s, dress here for 56, another dress there for about $70, pair of pants here for 75, a hoodie there for $90. So again, a pretty solid brand if you come across that. And I'd like to take a second to invite you to the Empowered Reseller Membership Program. This is where I'm personally able to connect with members, answer questions. I even do things for my members like store reviews, account reviews, listing reviews. I'm live every month to do those types of trainings as well as additional trainings to help you take your reselling business to the next level. I'd love to be able to invite you to join our supportive community, as well as you get access to a huge course master vault to help you grow your income as a reseller. You'll find a link in the description below this video where you can join the Empowered Reseller membership, and I hope to welcome you into the community soon. This next item is from Harry Potter. This is a 00. And Harry Potter's been around for so long, but it's still selling well. So there's what this looks like, kind of a varsity style cardigan sweater. That one sold for 35 plus shipping. This is a vintage cardigan sweater. There is the tag there. It says next issue. It's got some kind of intricate knitting on this one. And then that one sold for $45 plus shipping. This is another art to wear item. The brand here is called J Song. It is 100% linen, so it's got that going for it as well. Here's what the front looks like. So it's got kind of this weave pattern here at the bottom, definitely unique. That one sold for 45 shipping. This is another Levi's item that is a little bit older item, more towards the vintage age now. I'm guessing right around Y2K. It's not, 70s vintage, but it's still considered vintage. Some of you have asked. Vintage is typically about 20 years old and older. So this is a mini skirt. That one sold for $75. This is another unbranded item. So again, don't just toss aside unbranded items, but it's got kind of a crewel embroidered detail on this. So here's what that looks. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on that. So with crewel, it's kind of a raised embroidery to kind of describe that to you. But that one sold for $65, even without it being a certain brand. This is another item that really sold for the style. It is from Chadwick's. Here's what this looks like. And then that one sold for 49. Again, some really good keywords with this. Fairy core as well as whimsical. I'm guessing that they ran out of characters here and shortened that up to baby doll with one L. Whatever works. So 49 plus shipping. And a quick reminder that you can use keywords down in the description, and that will still pull when shoppers go to search. It'll still pull up in the search results. This is a very solid brand called the Couples. This is a sweater. That one went for $60. But again, this is a very solid brand if you come across this. This one is a vintage women's swimsuit. The brand is here. I'm not super familiar with this brand, but it really did sell more for the style of this. This is a one piece strapless. That one went for 37 plus shipping. This is from the Elder Statesman. Unfortunately, the tag is upside down here, but you can kind of make out the lettering there. And this is a rainbow tie-dye. That one sold for $165. It did have free shipping on it. This is a Coogee sweater. So here's the Coogee tag there, made in Australia. But this is definitely, super brightly colored. And it does have that kind of 3D knit that most all of the Coogee items have. That one sold for 75 plus shipping. Now this is a Kirkland signature swimsuit by Miracle Suit. So you're going to see that down here at the bottom, Kirkland, and then by Miracle Suit. And this is another one piece swimsuit. That one sold for 48 plus shipping. Now, if you're brand new to reselling, I do want to quickly mention my Ultimate Reseller Starter Kit. It has everything you need to get up and running. I'm going to link to that over here. This is a Victoria's Secret pajama set. So I have a couple of these to show you because there were quite a few selling. This one happens to have a Scotty dog print to it. It is the top and bottoms. And then that one sold for about 55 plus shipping. This is another Victoria's Secret. Instead of a dog, these are cats. So there's a little bit closer look at that print. It does look like it has a broken button there. But this is the top as well as the bottom. And then that one sold for about $58. This is a pair of Carhartt jeans. Now I wanted to show these because these do have paint stains, flaws, and a lot of times you might think that that only works for men's clothing, but this is a women's item. The way you tell with that is by the sizing. So it does say size 2 and then by 32. So the 32 is the inseam, but it's a women's size 2. So that's how you can tell the difference, if it's for women or if it's for men with the Carhartt brand. That's how they do their jeans, at least. So you can see that there's a little bit of paint on those. They are a double knee pant. And that one sold for 47 plus $15 of shipping. This is another Moda International. So there's the tag there. This is just a tank top. It's got a little bit of maybe what you might call a rainbow stripe with that. They just called multicolor here. That one sold for $50 plus shipping. This is another Victoria's Secret item. This is what is called a gold tag. So you can see the letters there are gold thread. And here's what this looks like. It's just a nightgown. That one sold for $150. So definite money if you come across some of those older Victoria's Secret items. This is a pair of Harlem pants. Not super familiar with this brand, Contha Bow, something like that. And here's what these look like. And then those sold for $50 plus $10 of shipping. This is another unbranded item. So be on the lookout for those unbranded items because those still can be money. This one kind of has a little bit of a tie-dye look to it. That one went for 33 plus shipping. And then this is a mini skirt from Juicy Couture. So there is the tag there. And here's what that looks like. That one sold for basically $46. Love to know, what is your favorite women's brand or style to be on the lookout for? Let me know in the comments below. Now, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up, as well as consider subscribing to the channel. I've got lots more amazing reseller content headed your way soon. And if you're interested in even more women's brands to be on the lookout for, I'm going to link to a video up here where you can explore even more brands that are worth selling for big profits. All right, thank you so much for hanging out with me for today's video, and I'll catch you in the next video soon.